Basketball's officially entered the second half of the season. This is the time for teams to prove if they're contenders or pretenders. And DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports, is giving new players a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. Get in the action now to claim your free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes when using the code THPN during signup. Playing daily fantasy basketball is simple. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition. Feel the sweat like never before. Every dunk, steal, assist means so much more with a daily fantasy lineup from DraftKings. With DraftKings, payday comes every day for players, so what are you waiting for? Head to the app now. Download the DraftKings app now and use the code THPN during signup. This week, DraftKings is putting you in the action with a free shot at $1 million in total prizes. That's code THPN, and you get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, we're back. Episode 127 of the WCB podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network. It's Jarom as always. It's Tanner as always. What's good, bud?
I mean, I wish there was more good, but we're doing okay. You know, feeling all right. St. Patty's Day just passed. Nothing special happened. It's all good.
The weather is getting warmer. The days are getting longer.
Yes, that's also a plus.
Yeah,
guns out, baby. Let's go.
But things aren't all great in hockey land. Yeah, not a great week for the Blackhawks.
Absolutely not.
I think we're starting to kind of see what was expected of the team.
Yeah.
I just think that the little train that could is kind of, running out of steam a little bit.
A little slump from all the rookies we got going on right now.
Yeah. So since we last recorded, the team went 0-3, making them 1-5 in their last 6 games with their lone win against Dallas.
Ever since you said the Hawks are great in game 2s, they've had 2 game 2s and they've lost both of them.
I can only report the stats. I can't make them do anything about it.
I'm just going to say it's probably your fault.
I will take that. But yeah, so we were talking about how this week was probably going to be a make or break for the Hawks big time. And it really has been. They took on Florida in the second of their 2 games with them. Another blown lead by the Hawks. They went up 3-1 on the Panthers, and then they allowed 5 unanswered goals.
It hurts.
It's showing a team that's got to learn how to, they got to learn to hold a lead.
You got to stop the bleeding. I don't like. I mean, they scored 2 empty netters, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm pulling that up right now.
It was a close game. It sucks when these power play goals are killing them. Like Aaron Ekblad scored on the power play, and they were only down 3-2, and then I don't know, back towards like the beginning of the season, looks a little down, and then fucking former Hawk Gustav Forsling gets his fucking first of the season and ties it up. Like the Hawks didn't play bad, and then they went on a fucking power play, and Barkov, just being Barkov, is like, I'm just gonna score instead. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
According to this, they're not empty net goals.
I thought they were. There's no. They definitely were.
And maybe NHL just didn't update their thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have it like written down, but I know for sure that they were both empty netters. Because if you look at Lincoln in stats, like he's not going to have a 6 goals against average. Yeah. It doesn't even show it.
30 saves on
4
shots.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So.
Come on, NHL, figure your shit out.
Come on. You're going to put power play goals, but not list ones as empty netters?
Yeah, what the hell? And shorthanded goals like Barkov. God, that Barkov goal is ridiculous.
It was it was not good power plays. Did they even get a power play goal? No, they went over 4.
Yeah, the Hawks.
Just get that second line power play out there. Matthias Janmark, he'll just score. It's fine.
But yeah, it's crazy. Now the Hawks are 0-4 against Florida this year. Florida is flirting with that top spot. Like, did you honestly have that happen in this year in your preseason predictions? Florida,
No,
top team
I
in the
mean,
division.
Florida is kind of like the same prediction every year until they prove me wrong. Kind of like Toronto loses in the first round. Prove me wrong though, and then I'll change it.
Yeah.
Like Florida would be a bubble team. They could make it, they could not make it, but they're not going to do anything. But now they're proving me wrong. I mean, having Quenneville.
Yeah, the Coach Q like is a big difference. Man.
Yeah, he's pretty goddamn good. You know,
they're right now 2 points behind Tampa for that top spot.
Damn,
26-4. Jesus, I did not expect that from Florida.
That's their record?
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, 26-4.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
They are.
Where the hell does it say that? Hold on, because I just saw it and it said 19-5-4.
I'm looking at the standings.
What? Hold on.
They're 10. They're 10-4-3.
We're 20. Oh my god. Okay, I thought you were saying 26.
No,
and not 20.
No, 26
and 4.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying 26-4. I was like, there's no way they have 26 wins.
I'm like, what are you like? I'm like, what are you about? Like, I'm not reading this wrong. I'm looking at this.
No, I know. It just sounded fucking weird.
7-2-1. 7-1 their last 10. Same thing with Tampa.
Yeah. They both got to play the Hawks. It's not fair.
This division is starting to heat up. Like the teams that are supposed to be good. Tampa, Florida, Carolina. Carolina's 7-1-2 in the last 10.
Yeah. I mean, in the league, the 3 of them are the top 6. Like the other teams that join them. I mean, Tampa's in first place. Florida's tied for second with Washington and the Islanders. Vegas is then tied for 5th with Carolina. So we got a pretty fucking good division.
Yeah.
How about them Islanders though, man?
Yeah, I still surprised. Like it still surprised me every time because I thought they weren't doing good this year.
Islanders?
Yeah. I just must have been once. There was like a span that they were losing like I think 5 in a row, and I just kind of stopped paying attention to them. But
I don't even know if that's true.
We're off on a wild tangent here, but
a little bit.
It's good.
Okay, so the Hawks play Tampa.
Yeah, you start talking about that. I'm gonna go see if I'm taking crazy pills with
the Islanders. Yeah, so Thursday, Hawks played against the Lightning. Dropped another game to them, which is unfortunate. I believe Lankinen was playing in this one. Lankinen, I think, still looks good. He has some weak goals every once in a while. Like in this game, yeah. Okay, so in this one was when Matthias Janmark, like I said, scored on a power play. Sick deflection. Just, I think it was Kubalik from the top, like by the blue line, just passes it down to him and like just instead of corralling the puck, he just redirects it right in between the post and Vasilevsky's outstretched leg.
Yeah, it was
like no room almost.
It was just terrible, the defensive setup by the Tampa Bay. They had 3 guys up top at the point, and then they had just one defenseman in front, and he wasn't even like in good position in front.
Yeah, it was nice looking.
They did lose 5 games, but it was like the first week of the season.
Oh, okay. Killorn ends up scoring to tie it up, and that one was pretty weak. That was just around the back of the net, and then he went to throw it in front, and Lankinen was coming across, and it goes off his own stick in between his foot and the pipe, which fucking terrible fucking just like bounce, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of times those pucks tend to take off in the air when your stick's angled, because I did that 1,000 fucking times when I was younger. But for whatever reason, that one, instead of like going up, like off the blade, it careened back towards him. I was just like, that fucking is terrible. Then Yanni Gord scores like a pretty weak backhander that went 5-hole, but he was driving the net and goes to throw a pass to somebody else, goes off of somebody, goes up in the air. He gets it back and throws it on net, and then it just goes between Lincoln's legs. So it's kind of 2 weak goals.
2 weak goals. That one. See, it's like I don't want to sound like I'm defending Lincoln and always shit on Subban, but that goal right there, I think it caught Lincoln off guard. I think he was anticipating one thing, and it just was the change up on him.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, but I'm more lenient on Lincoln and giving up weak goals just because of how well he plays in general. Like, he looks much better. He passes an eye test like way better. But okay, so then Strome, actually, this is the Strome came back game. He was gone for what, 11?
11 games with a concussion.
Yeah, so he comes back and he powers one in, like, just beating at it and then fucking gets it in. That's his second power play goal of the game. So the Hawks ended up with 2 for 4 on the power play this game. So much better than the previous one. But then fucking out of nowhere, third period, fourth liner, this kid, Ross Colton, fucking pretty nasty goal. Full speed. Like, just, I mean, what was it? Like a little backhand forehand? And then he crashes into Lankinen too. Just, what's the kid's name from the Mighty Ducks? Just reminds me that he has like no brakes.
Oh shit!
I wish I could remember, but just fucking all wheels, no brakes, man. Jesus, yeah. And then I think they got like an empty netter on the last.
Luis
Mendoza, yeah. And then they scored an empty netter. Victor Hedman, fucking one of the best defensemen in the league by far.
All right, to go ADD here and off track. Speaking of Mighty Ducks, did you see the picture of the guys from the show, the players coming back for an episode of the new show, which goes on this week, I think?
Oh, is that what it was for? I just saw the photo.
They're doing they're coming on an episode of the new series, which is like it streams this week, I think.
Yeah, everybody looks so old.
God.
I mean, they're all in their 40s probably, right? And Emilio Estevez looks tiny.
Yeah.
He's so short next to all of them.
Banks still looks like a cake eater.
Yeah, a little cake eater. Well, yeah, Mark had 2 points that game, though. Goal and an assist.
He's playing himself off this team. I think
that'll be the interesting thing, I think, is like, do the Hawks like move him, or do the Hawks try and make the playoffs with this team and see what they can do still?
I think if the right offer's there, you move him.
Yeah. Like, if somebody is silly enough, like Tampa, who throws a first-round pick around for Barclay Goodrow last year, if somebody's silly enough to just be like, hey, Hawks, you want a first-round pick for Matthias Janmark? And then they're like, what time do you want him?
Yeah.
Like, we can do next day shipping. It's fine. Fucking
drive into your arena for you.
Yeah, seriously. We'll tie his skates for him, too, on the way. I mean, the thing about that game and the Florida game, the scores don't reflect how close it was.
Yeah, because that fourth goal, Hedman's goal, was an empty netter. I know that for sure. So that was a 3-2 game.
And the one against Florida was really a 4-3 game. So like the Hawks aren't dropping games by like multiple goals. Like they're dead in the water in the third. You know, like they're in these 1-goal games, and then empty netters are just getting put away. So it's kind of frustrating, especially when both games are lost in the third period because the games are tied going into those periods.
That's been kind of like the issue with the Carlton era Hawks, is that they always throw out a good 40 minutes, and it seems like it's not always the third. But this year's the theme is the third period, but they always have that one period that just fucks them. And a lot of the time too, it's even not even that full period. It's like a 5-minute span.
fucking yeah, man. It's the positive I can take out of it though is like they're staying with these teams, and these teams are the top of the division, top of the league right now, and hopefully I mean we already got a dub out of Tampa at least once. We got a couple games against Florida coming up, and I'm really hoping the Hawks can snag one. I mean, they're going to be back at home, so hometown crowd, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but then they ended up playing yesterday against Tampa again, and
Our weekly edition of Subban is trash.
is Subban good? That's just all I want everybody to ask themselves, and let me know what you think because
he's not. I'll tell you the answer. Spoiler alert, he's not.
It's weird. Like at one point in the season, he had a .930 save percentage, and then you watch a game like this, and like, how did that happen?
The team was just playing that much better in front of him.
Hawks went 0 for 4 again on the power play. The Hawks only got 4 blocks that game. I feel like if you're just looking at the stat sheet, you can kind of make it like if they're only getting 4 blocks and if they only had 13 hits, like how well defensively are they really playing? But if you watch the highlights and you see the goals that are scored, and it's just kind of like, what was it? The Yanni Gourde goal where he one hand backhands it and then fucking follows up the rebound.
Yep.
Just like, why is the rebound sitting right there? Like, I don't know. Like, when you're younger, you're taught to like, if the puck's going to like wide, you don't want to stop it in front of you, just redirect it towards the corner. And yet Subban makes the save and it drops at his foot and Gourde's already fucking flying.
Subban has no idea where it's at, so he like is just
so it's like Braden Point scores this goal where the defense kind of breaks down. He gets in front of Subban, and it's just a pass to the front of net. But once he catches the pass, Subban goes down, and then Point's already skating across the front of the net and just holds on to it and is patient, and then just ends up putting it on the far side. Anthony Chiarelli scores a breakaway goal that Subban gets what looks like most of it, and then it just floats over him.
Like, I don't understand. Like that's the only goal I saw this game. And it was enough for me to be like, well, this is a loss because like Subban was just not feeling it. Like, I don't understand how you're an NHL caliber goalie and you just don't know where the fucking puck is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird to like have that look of cluelessness every once in a while, that I don't know, just uncertainty, And then I already talked about the Yanni Gourde goal. Like, it was a good goal, like, but I just don't understand how it happens. Like, how does that not get stopped at any point defensively or from like the first shot? Like, I don't know. And then Stamkos scored a power play goal where he was just wide open, like on the goal line.
Stamkos gonna Stamkos.
Yeah, Stamkos. I think they said like he's got like points in like the last like 5 games or something like that, or like a goal in the last like 5 games each, or probably not a goal in the last 5. We just went over it.
Yeah. I think definitely answering any questions if he was washed up or if he was done.
Dude, Stamkos is so fucking good. He's got 15 goals in the year.
Yeah.
Hedman's also got 20. Oh my God. Okay, Stamkos is perfect. 15 and 15 right now. Hedman's assisted on the last 3 goals of that game. He's doing the nice little, I think he's getting the little Duncan Keith treatment because they're all second assists.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up, that's how Keith won his like second Norris, was like he had like 63 assists and like 50 of them were like secondary assists or some shit.
All right. When Hedman wins his Norris, he's gonna actually earn it. Good. He is a defensive defenseman. He is the top guy at the back end in this league.
Yeah. Fucking, what was it? They were wearing the reverse retros for this game too, weren't they?
Oh, that was the last game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, they were wearing blacks though. It's like their thirds.
One.
I don't know what jerseys they are.
That's their black third one that's got like the pixelated like
gradient kind of.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
like goes like black and then slowly turns to gray.
That's weird.
Not I do like
There,
those though.
there was Kaner had a breakaway. I believe it was in the second period. Got stopped by Vasilevsky. And by the way, Kane only has 1 point in the last 3 games, and it was the first goal against Florida. So that's kind of upsetting. You need Kane. If Kaner's not scoring, it's going to be hard to win these games, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He's not getting points. But DeBrincat scores. Fucking DeBrincat is he's so impressive like every week. And I think I've seen online people are like, oh yeah, he's like borderline elite. And I'm like, okay, like I think he'll end up being pretty fucking elite.
Yeah, what is he else? I mean, I guess I can agree with that. Borderline elite.
He's very good.
Because after last year, he had,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and now he's stepping back up again. I think if he can, stay consistent like this, if he is like this next year too, I think you put him in the elite category.
Yeah. I don't know who, because I didn't get a chance to watch the game. I don't know who was centering Kaner and DeBrincat for this one. But when they changed the lineups and it was DeBrincat, Kubalik, and Kurashev for this goal, it was pretty good puck movement. And DeBrincat just literally patience, just ice cold, standing right in front of the net with all the Tampa guys just like surrounding him. And he's still just nice little, pretty much kept it on the ice like low glove. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, how does he like not freak out?
So he's in 28 games, 16 goals, 15 assists, 5 power play goals, 11 power play points, 3 game-winning goals, 2 overtime goals, and he's shooting an 18.2 shooting percentage.
That's fantastic.
He's got 80 shots.
I was gonna say, if Kurashev's not already centering that line of Kaner and DeBrincat, maybe give him a shot. I like Kurashev. I think he's gonna end up being a really good piece for the Hawks.
Oh yeah, me too. He's
been more quiet, I'd say, for like the rookie conversation, just because of Lankinen and like Suter's gone missing. Yeah. I think, but I don't know if it's him just not getting any results or anything. But like Hagel's also been playing pretty damn well.
I mean, that's a good thing about our rookies. It's like we have so many of them that it's like if one goes cold, another one steps up. And it's just
true. We need our like big name guys to still keep going. We can't have them go quiet like the rookies. Like the rookies can have a couple of games where they're off. I think what was it last year? Like Dach had like 14 games without a point.
Yeah, Dach went like really bad cold streak last year.
Yeah, but I mean, shit can happen.
Yeah, Kane's gotta be Kane at all times, and
yeah, you need basically Kane to be on that like point streak always.
Kane's 12 and 30 right now, so DeBrincat's leading the team in goals again.
Yeah, which I think like that's what we'll see from now on.
Yeah.
It'd be great if they both ended up like in a full season being like 40 goal scorers. How sick would that be?
Kane's shooting the puck a lot more than I thought. He's got 113 shots.
Dude, he always shoots. He's a shooter.
For a little bit though, like he wasn't shooting. Like he was always trying to make that extra pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, the record doesn't look great, 0-3, but there's enough that they're doing that's like it's growing pains. They're doing what they need to do to figure out what it's going to take to go to the next level. They're seeing what it's going to take to play with these top guys in our division. I know it kind of hurts a little bit that this division's probably only for this year. So, I mean, but if you can consistently stay in games with the Tampa Bays and the Florida, when you go back to playing Minnesota, St. Louis, and all that kind of stuff, I mean, it shouldn't be any different. If not, they should be doing better.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Tampa, I think is the most complete team out there.
Yeah.
They have everything. Like there's some teams that are like high up in the standings, but they're just really good defensively, really good offensively, or just have really good goaltending. So like maybe 2 out of the 3. Tampa is like a fucking complete team. I'm hoping we can. How many more games do we have against them? Like 3, 4.
Just looking for.
There's one. Oh, is it only one? I think it's only one. If we can win that one, that'd be great. Especially towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hawks, hopefully we can finish this season out stronger than the way that March has been rolling out. But it looks like we'll have like a decent schedule for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina's always going to be. Carolina's starting to be the team like that I thought they were supposed to be at the beginning of the year. We got Detroit a couple times those have to be wins.
Yep, and the Nashville games have to be wins too. Nashville has like right now they're missing Yossi, they're missing Ellis. That's all I really had to say. I think Duchesne's out too. Like
the last like week and a half of the season, March 3rd through the 10th, is 3 versus Carolina and 2 against Dallas. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Dallas is at that point too.
Yeah, if they have Sagan and Bishop back, we'll see.
I mean, I think I saw something that they're at like the 4 to 6 week mark before their return.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was something like I saw some number. I don't know. It was like basically though it was like coming down that they'll be back for like the end of the season for that last like push.
All right. Well,
and I mean,
we got to look at the week ahead first.
Yeah. And
which we got 4 games this week.
Yeah. Florida, Nashville. Yeah,
Nashville on a back-to-back. So would you like to see possibly Delia come up and get a start? Or do you think it's just going to be
why they haven't? I don't know what they see in Subban that they're confident that he is a legitimate backup option, that we don't have to look at another guy that we have.
I'm trying to see. Of course, NHL.com is not going to fucking show me Delia's AHL stats. Like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
I just want to see. Do you know how he's doing it all in Rockford? Because I'm sure it's probably not great. I don't think Rockford is doing anything.
I want to say he's back on the taxi squad. I don't even think he's in Rockford.
Oh, is he? I remember that they swapped him and Tompkins.
They were showing because they showed like one of the Hawks. I think Tracy Myers did like the rosters that shows the scratches, and he was on the scratch list.
No, he's not on the taxi squad.
He's not?
Nope.
That's weird then.
Where the hell is he? Oh, wait. Okay, sorry. He is, I guess he's on the taxi squad. I don't know. On Cap Friendly, he's listed as one of the 3 goalies on the NHL team.
So, yeah, because we have to carry 3 goalies.
Yeah.
So in Rockford, he played 4 games. He had 18 goals against. He had a .516 goals against average.
Oh, my
God.
God.
And a 58 save percentage. And he was
like, what do you do? He's 2 games in the NHL, 5 goals against average, 8.63. 4 games in the AHL, 5.16 goals against average, 8.58 save percentage.
I almost to the point too. I feel bad for the kid that I think they need to just move him, let him get a fresh start somewhere else.
Yeah. Should have just made a trade with Colorado, but they made the trade for that Buffalo kid,
which we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah, because everybody wants to hear about the weekly Buffalo roundup.
I know that's gonna be like new weekly segment, the Buffalo roundup.
Oh my God!
But yeah, so it'll be interesting. I mean, after seeing those numbers, I don't know now if I would want to see Daly. But at the same time, I'd
like to see just Lankinen play everything. Just give him the old Crawford treatment last year. Give him every fucking start until he's like dead.
Until he can't move.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, the only time I would say don't play him is one of those back-to-backs against Nashville.
Yeah. But I think that they'll end up doing game 1 will be Lankinen, and then Thursday against Florida, I'm sure it'll be Subban. Saturday, Lankinen. Sunday, Subban. but I would like to see Lincoln and Subban.
I would rather see.
I think that gives us our best chance at winning.
Yeah.
I honestly we have 2 wins right now in March. If we can get 2 wins out of these 4 games, I think that's a great improvement. It's just like we were talking about. You got to finish out these games and not give them up in the third.
Got to give them a full 60.
Yeah, we got to see Kaner bounce back for sure. Speaking of Kaner, we did our midseason report last week, and the NHL came out with their midseason awards, and Kaner has the writers' vote right now for Hart. And this past week, it's not showing that he's a Hart candidate.
No. And that 100%, I think, relies on if this team makes the playoff. And
yeah,
there's no way he's a Hart if they don't make the playoffs. Like, what he's doing is impressive, considering he's playing essentially with an AHL team, minus like DeBrincat and obviously, but
yeah,
a couple of Hawks too. Like I asked that question last week too. Like if the Hawks make the playoffs, does Collins get any looks? And he's actually the Raiders have him as 3rd right now in the Jack Adams,
behind what Quenneville
and
Rod the Bod.
Yeah.
And then another thing that we mentioned was the Calder, and Lankinen right now is tied for 3rd with Kaapo Kähkönen from the goalie from Minnesota, who they're both having outstanding years. Kähkönen's actually on fire, except for I think last game the Avalanche have been lighting everybody up. And then Kirill Kaprizov is 1st right now in the Calder, followed by Stützle. That kid, those kids are sick.
Hockey's gonna be so fun, and like
hockey is so fun.
It is fun, but like it's crazy to see like how it's like it's so much fun. It's like to this level like of just fun, entertaining. And now you're seeing these young kids come up that are just doing even more ridiculous shit. And it's just like, this game is just getting so much better.
It's going to be so much more fun when we get to play all the teams again.
Yeah.
Because then, like, I would love to see the Hawks play against, like, Anaheim and, like, Trevor Zegras. Like, speaking of Zegras, I don't know if you know, did you see that he and Jamie Drysdale both scored their first goal together in the same game? I think they ended up losing anyway. Anaheim's lost, like, fucking 8 in a row. Yes. So back to Kaner needs to play at a Hart level again. That's what we need for this week coming up.
Yeah. I would you say it's safe to say that this we can talk about this month being make or break month, but would you say that this week is a make or break week? Like if you don't come out with at least 2 wins, that it's going to be hard to come back?
I don't think it'll be hard to come back, but it'll be difficult because then it depends on what Columbus does. Because right now Columbus has the 4th spot in our division, and we're tied with them, but we're on the outside looking in of the tiebreaker.
Let's see who this has this week.
Yeah, I mean,
so this week they have Carolina, Detroit.
Oof. And they just beat Carolina, didn't they?
Yeah, in a shootout last night. They beat them twice. They just swept them. They beat them in OT on Thursday and then in a shootout yesterday.
Damn.
Saturday.
Well, hopefully Carolina, comes out and is just like, nah. Like,
but then they have, Columbus has, after Detroit, they have Tampa, Florida, Tampa, and then the Hawks. Dallas, Florida, Tampa, Detroit.
Wow.
So their
end or their beginning of April is going to be like our beginning of March.
Yeah.
Okay. So
they got Detroit and Nashville at the end of the season.
Yeah, we need to win this week for sure. And then we need to create that separation at the end of this month and beginning of April. And then that way we could not give a shit if Columbus wins or loses against Detroit and Dallas or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be interesting. And then it's like we're leading right up to trade deadline time.
Yeah, speaking of the trade deadline.
2 or 3 weeks away from that.
Yeah, we got Bowman's thinking about bringing in some bad contracts, trying to get picks or prospects.
Which, okay, I know we started talking about this a little bit before we started recording, and you were talking about your opinion is it's not bad. It's
Right.
not a bad idea.
No.
My question though is, yes, we have all this cap space now,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're looking at bringing in like a bad contract, because who are you talking about? Erickson?
Yeah, Louis Erickson.
He's got 2 years.
Yes.
Cool. What happens when Dach is back? What happens when Toews is back?
What do you mean?
So
we
Toews,
have that space from Seabrook.
but still, Toews is another 10 million back on the book,
Okay.
and Steve's is only like what,
7, 6.875.
What is Erickson's contract?
And Shaw, his is only like four, almost 5 million.
All right. Okay. Maybe I'm got.
And Shaw's almost 4 million too. Here, I'll pull it. I got it right here. It is, where the fuck did it go? It's 4.925 and then 4.875 for these next two seasons. Honestly, like it's the end of this year and then just next season. That's it.
Are you under the impression too that Shaw's not coming back?
I don't see how it's a good idea. I think he probably just LTIRs it out. I mean, I'm sure he wants to come back. He's not old. Like, he's a young guy still. He's only 29. I wouldn't say young, right? He's like middle of the pack, right? But like health wise, like probably a fucking terrible idea, but just be on LTIR, make money, and
I just think. I hope he's smart. If he is truly going to go that direction of just taking on bad contracts, I hope he's smart about it, because it's like, yeah, we're in a good spot right now, cap, but it's like after next year or after this year when Toews hopefully comes back and everybody starts coming back. But I guess we are losing a lot of cap, or a lot of Zach Smith will be off the books.
Yep. So that's the thing. Like, if you have Louis Erickson for like the rest of this year and you get him and you just have him on the books for next year, you're completely fine, because you still have Kane, DeBrincat, Kubalik, Strome. We still got Carpenter's got a deal. We got Kurashev and Highmore have deals. Keith DeHaan, Murphy, Ian Mitchell, Adam Boqvist, they all under contract still. All of our goalies are still under contract, and Kirby Dach still has a deal. So when those all end, so does Louis Erickson.
Louis Erickson's $6 million.
What?
You said Louis Erickson was like a 4?
That's what it says on Cap Friendly.
Cap Friendly saying it's a cap hit of $6 million.
Where the fuck? Why does mine say? Because he's on the taxi squad. It says 4.925 and 4.875. Yeah. I know. I see that I don't know why it's different, but I know that I can see his AAV is 6 million. Either way, it doesn't matter. We can still take that on because of the Seabrook contract.
Oh, I see what you're looking at now.
You see how, like, on the taxi squad section, it says that?
That's weird. I wonder if I don't understand that.
I don't either. It's fine. But if you, because here's the thing for them, they need to get deals to, like, Elias Pettersson. They're going to need to get a deal to somebody else. I forgot already. Or Thatcher Demko.
Brandon Suter needs a deal.
They are still, I think they still pay Roberto Luongo for next year too.
Let's see.
So they have, like, money tied up in these places.
Next year's the last year they have to pay Luongo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because they're going to be, for next year, if the 4.875 is right, and Luongo, they're still paying $3 million. That's $7 million that you're not going to be able to use to give to Elias Pettersson, or if they wanted to sign like Tanner Pearson or Thatcher Demko. If they're looking at, Quinn Hughes needs a fucking deal too. Like, that's a lot of money that they can use that they won't be able to unless they trade them. So possibly get the old maybe get a first rounder.
I forgot Nate Schmidt's on there.
Yeah. Everybody forgot. But yeah, I mean, deals like that, like as long as it, I think I'm really hoping that they don't take on anything too crazy. That's like a 4 or 5 year deal. I think what is it? Andrew Ladd has maybe like a few years left too, because that's another one that bring him back, get him third time around. Yeah, Ladd has 3 years left. That's something I would really hope they don't go for.
I wouldn't. Anything in his contract goes past next year, I hope they would pass.
I'm wondering too, because Ladd has a modified no trade. I wonder if he has to be protected during the expansion draft.
That's what I was trying to figure out too.
I think the taxi squad, because he's only 4.425 against the cap, but his deal is 5.5. So the taxi squad must only be like 80% or something of like whatever your contract is if it's a one-way deal. Because like their other guys on their taxi squad right now are all $0. I don't know how the taxi squad works. Yeah. But yeah,
better, but
I'm cool with them taking on deals. It's just
to a point.
Don't screw the team over, you know.
And it's like, are you down to them or them trading players away? Like I know we kind of talked about Janmark already.
I think if the deal fits,
Dylan Strome.
So this is the thing I saw. I can't remember if it was Scott Powers or what's his name. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. What's up,
Laz?
No, on The Athletic.
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank. But they had an article about like what to do with Dylan Strome now that like you've had the emergence of these rookies and like Dach's gonna be coming back, Toews gonna be coming back, and it's basically just comes down to like, yeah, like you don't trade Strome because Strome still has like these elite offensive abilities that like you don't really get in a lot of players.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Not allegedly. Like if you look at his points over the last, like since he's been acquired, he is 4th in points on the team behind DeBrincat, Kane, and Toews. He like, I think he's like second or it's like some crazy stats where he's like second or third in like assists and he's like second or third in goals and not goals. I don't know, but he has something like 98 points in just over 100, like 100 games. Like he has like good stats on the Hawks.
Pull it up here. So like about hockeyreference.com, they put like stats breakdown by team. So he's played 136 games for the Hawks, 34 goals, 64 assists for 98 points.
Yeah. Like he's not a bad player. I think it's just everybody wants him to be
he's just way
more noticeable.
Yeah, he's really streaky and that hurts.
Yeah. But he like that's not somebody you give up on. He's also only like 23 or 24 years old still. Which is something I always want to bring up because everybody always wants everybody to be so impactful right away. But then you have players that come in, they get traded around and then fucking it's like they're 25, 26 and now they're hitting their stride, you know, like I think the perfect player for something like this that like went unnoticed for a long time and now is like amazing, Jonathan Huberdeau.
Yeah.
He's like almost 100-point player now, but like he's been on the Florida Panthers for like a fucking long time.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of went unnoticed. And then like last year he put up, or 2 years ago, he put up like 96 points or like 92 points.
It was kind of the same thing with Barkov. Barkov was like this unreal player that nobody like really
Barkov is still young though.
Yeah. Like Barkov is like probably, I don't know if anymore because I think people are starting to realize how good he was, but for the longest time, I considered him like the most underrated player in the NHL.
Oh, absolutely. That was everybody's kind of thing for him too. It was like one person was like, yo, Barkov's pretty underrated. Barkov's only 25. Huberdeau's 27. Here, I'll pull up Huberdeau's stats and tell you what I'm talking about. Because like Yeah, so 2 seasons ago, he put up 92 points. Last year, he put up 78 points in 69 games. He's got 35 and 30. But before that, man, he wasn't a point per game player. He was kind of like Strome. Like his first season, he played 48 games because I think that was the shortened season. Yeah, and he had 31 points. Then he had 28 and 69. Then he had 54 and 79, 59 and 76, and then 26 and 31. And then right before his 92 point season, he had 69 and 82. And he was just kind of like quietly getting points in Florida. And then he exploded for over a point per game. Like that's the kind of shit that I'm saying. Like Strome isn't a point per game right now, but he's just below it. And then he's only 24. You give him a couple more seasons, he might be fucking a point per game.
So that was gonna be my question. It's like, how long do you hold on to it? Do you give him to like kind of come up? Is it until like as long as we can afford him?
I think he's somebody you absolutely hold on to. And it's not just like
even if it's like he still doesn't have like that breakout season yet, but he's still wanting what he's like $4 million or something now, or next year, or like his next contract he want like $4 million or something like that. I think that would be the progression of it. Do you just keep giving it to him, or do you like at some point have to say, you know what, you're just not progressing the way we want to be, got to move on?
I think that you hold on to him. You absolutely hold on to him. Yeah, his salary only has to be at least 3.6 because I think he's still an RFA when the deal's over. Okay. And that's what his salary is for the last year of his contract, because it's kind of like when DeBrincat's deal ends, he has to make at least 9 or something like that, because that's what the last year of his deal is.
Yeah.
Strome and DeBrincat are going to be the next generation of Hawks players. Kubalik is going to be kind of like a Patrick Sharp type that you hold on to if you can, but then if the cap happens, I think Kubalik would be somebody you move. Like,
what about?
I mean, Dach is basically the fucking Toews of the team. DeBrincat's going to be the Kaner, or Strome might be even Kaner. Like that level of like, you don't move these guys, I don't think. And unless Strome completely regresses, then you move him. But I don't see that happening.
What about Nylander?
Nylander, I mean, unless he completely explodes, I think he's expendable.
All right, I'm glad you said that. Just making sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if Strome didn't have COVID, so he's not going to get the COVID bump that Boqvist and DeBrincat got, but he was up for a concussion protocol. But hopefully,
trade deadline is going to be really interesting. Not just for the Hawks, I think for the whole league. Like, I'm really curious to see how the Canadian teams work it, because they had the quarantine period.
Yeah, I mean, Dubas came out saying he wants to make a trade sooner than later because of the quarantine period.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting. I mean, trade deadline's April 12th, but I think we're going to start seeing it probably end of March, when stuff starts happening, especially with those Canadian teams.
Yeah.
A couple quick other little sound tidbits that came out. Bowman was talking about Toews again. He was asked because he did like a live podcast for that Blackhawks talk, whatever. And one of the question was Toews. He says that he's still not in contact with the Toews every day, but when he does talk to him, he seems he's in good spirits. But
he's giving him his space.
Yeah. So I still keep taking the way that they're wording it and all that kind of stuff. I still take it he's not coming back this season.
Yeah.
I think he is going to take this year off and just try to get healthy and be prepared for the next year when it's hopefully a full 82 game schedule.
Right. With 32 teams.
Yeah. So, and then speaking of players coming back, Coach Colleton said that Kirby is a lot closer than they had originally thought to returning. He can't put a date on it, but he's definitely encouraged that he will be back sooner than later.
Yeah, he's looking good. I mean, he's practicing with the team, so
practicing, traveling. He's out there. Like, let's go.
Fingers crossed.
Let's go, Kirby. And then the last little thing, Joshua Slavin signed his entry-level contract. He was drafted in the 7th round in 2018. I don't know much about him, so
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume he might be related to Jakob Slavin, but I have no clue. I didn't even know. I honestly had no idea that we had him like in the system, and then they're planning on signing him or anything. But he's been playing at Colorado College. He's got 13 points in 22 games this year.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
For the Chicago Steel and
more defensemen. Is there a way?
He's a left wing.
Oh, is he a left wing?
Yeah.
I just thought I thought he was a defenseman just because of Slavin. I don't know. Erie, Colorado. Is Jakob from there too? That's how I'm gonna find out. Because that'd be pretty neat. I think like Hawks going after like other players' brothers is pretty funny. Like or just relatives like Vlasic.
Yeah, I think they're related. Yep, Erie, Colorado.
Okay, so they must be. They're probably brothers.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be neat if he's any good, like Jakob Slavin. But Jakob was taken in the 4th round, so that guy's a fucking all-star. We'll see.
So yeah, I think that kind of wraps up Hawks talk. Like we said, big week coming up.
I got to get some dubs.
And now our weekly corner for Tanner of Buffalo's trash.
Oh, you want to do Buffalo Trash Corner?
Yeah, let's just do it.
So Buffalo is dropped 13 in a row. That's it doesn't get much more Buffalo than that. I think Skinner scored his 2nd goal of the year. Was it this week that did he get in a fight or something? He went to the box with a guy and the guy just goes, "You get paid $9 million and you don't fucking do anything," or some shit. It's like, he called him the most overpaid player in the league.
Yeah.
Or in sports, most overpaid athlete. Is that what it was?
I think I don't recall, but I remember it was something along those lines. I
think it was most overpaid athlete, which is hilarious. They played a game against the Boston Bruins and fucking Jack Edwards, man. I can see why Boston fans would love him because he's super Boston. And I mean, everything Boston does is super Boston, really. But before the game, he is announcing that it's like, all right, the Boston Bruins versus the Buffalo Sabres. But he's like, it's your Boston Bruins versus the dumpster fire of a team, Buffalo Sabres. And it's just like, I can't believe you just said that on TV about an actual NHL team.
Those are professionals.
That's ridiculous. Man, Buffalo has a lot going on. Rasmus Ristolainen came out and had said about they also fired their coach. If you guys had no idea, that's another one. But he came out and said that he's been through so many firings of coaches and GMs that at some point you got to look at the team and say at what point do you say it's the players, but you can't fire players. Yeah. So here is the exact quote is, I've seen so many head coaches and GM changes. I feel like it's more about the players, but you can't fire players. And it's like, yeah, man, they've been trying to trade you, but nobody wants you, I think, or they're asking for too much.
Our friend of the show, Matt Ross, was asking, is Jack Eichel a coach killer?
I don't like everybody wants to blame Eichel.
But I also said that you brought up too, McDavid's had as many coaches.
Yeah, they've had the exact same amount of coaches. Like, I don't know. But the other thing is they made a trade with the Avalanche. They traded Jonas Johansson to the Avalanche, and he's just kind of like a backup goalie. He got traded for like a 6th-round pick, and the the athletic writer for the Sabres, his name's John Vogel, wrote in a tweet that it was just like, according to, I think it was somebody, that there was going to be the trade. And he goes, I've never seen like a worse goalie. Like, he cannot stop pucks. He said in his 19 years covering the Sabres, this goalie cannot stop pucks.
Jonas Johansson is likely going to Colorado, according to Kevin Weeks.
Yes.
I can say without hesitation that the Avalanche are getting the worst goalie I've ever seen in my 19 seasons covering the Sabres. He doesn't stop the pucks in practice or games.
Which is brutal. Jonas Johansson is this season 0-5-1. He's got a 3.79 goals against average and an 8.84 save percentage.
You got to imagine that trade has got to be something for the expansion draft or.
No, you know what's really funny? It's because Pavel Francouz is hurt, and they were playing this Hunter Minska kid who's just like he's not like
not ready.
Yeah, he's just not ready. And so his stats in the few games he was playing, he played 5 games and he had a 4.16 goals against average and an 8.38 save percentage. So they're technically getting a better goalie for a backup. But are you?
Yeah.
It's like, well, here's the funny thing too. Like now that he's going to be playing in Colorado, who's going to clearly be a much better team, you think those stats like go up? He probably gets a dub like his first game.
Does he even see the ice? Does it just go?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Like Grubauer, speaking of the Avalanche, they played 4 games this past week. They won all 4. They scored 23 fucking goals in the 4 games, which is insane. I think they had a one like game like 8-0 or some shit. And Grubauer in his last 5 games is 5-0. He's got a .63 goals against average and a 9.68 save percentage and only 1 shutout somehow.
You didn't want to make it too easy.
Yeah, like he's like, I'll just give up 1 every once in a while. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, he's playing great. The team has kick-started their shit because I think I don't know if Cale Makar, I think he just got back. He was on IR, and like they haven't been as impressive as like I think that everybody thought they would be, but now they're second in their division because they're 8-1-1 in their last 10.
Colorado's turning it up.
Yeah, they've won 6 in a row right now.
Was it Ristolainen with that goal where he knocks down back, like knocks it down and then takes it in and it just goes back? Oh, Rottenen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they are looking good and they're turning it up at a good time.
And this is probably the time of the year to do it.
It absolutely is.
That's the Buffalo's trash. The scoring race. Buffalo Buffalo has 61 goals. Connor McDavid has 60 points. So the team as a complete only has 1 more point as McDavid as a single. Taylor Hall.
No, they have 1 more goal than Hall has points.
Yeah. And McDavid has points.
Yeah. Sorry. You
Hall. Yeah, Hall. Didn't he get a puck in the face too?
Yeah, he took a shot to the jaw.
God.
Apparently he's not on IR though. I guess he's fine.
Yeah. And they're still talking that he's still open to re-signing to an extension in Buffalo.
I don't know, man. He doesn't like to win, I guess. Yeah. Did we talk about his? I think it was last week. I talked about how he only has 29 goals since his his Hart Trophy winning season.
Yeah, is he one of the more overrated players?
When you look at his stats, you're like, I honestly never thought his stats were as good as like when I saw them, and then I don't know, man. Like if he can get it done, cool. But that team is bad. That team's going to be bad for a while.
I feel bad for Buffalo fans, man.
Yeah. Like, I don't think anybody's please do not make a trade with Buffalo, Bowman. I know you want to take on that LT or like that cap space, but unless they give you like 3 first-round picks for like Jeff Skinner, like no.
Give us 3 first rounds and Eichel, and we'll toss you.
Yeah. Yikes. I was gonna say the other thing that I wanted to just mention about like what went down this week was Philly losing to the Rangers 9-0 after the Rangers' whole coaching staff could not be at the game due to COVID protocol. So they had their AHL coach, their AHL associate coach, and Chris Drury, who's the assistant GM behind the bench, and they lost 9-0. Like that, I saw the funniest fucking thing. Somebody, like, you know how like people will post like text message like screenshots online and like, oh, that's funny. Like, I wonder if that really happened. Like, I don't really care if it happened or not because I saw this one on Reddit and it was just like somebody texted somebody, Rangers whole coaching staff out for the game. Put all your money on Philly. Then this did not go the way I planned.
Yeah. I did a $5 parlay bet on the every game that night, and I had Philly. And after that first game, I'm like, I'm not even looking at the tickets to see house. I mean, I was just like, God damn it.
9 goals on like 27 shots.
God.
It was Brian Elliott got pulled after 4, I think. And then right away, Carter Hart let one in on the second shot and did not play any better. I didn't watch any of the games, so I don't know if the goals were all terrible or if they were all good. But I think when you let up 9, something went wrong. And it was like 9 before the third.
It's great too when like you do something so ridiculous that you're kind of like the joke around the league. Like Vegas tweeted after the second period of their game, because 7 of those goals came in the second
Vegas
period.
Yes.
Yeah, they scored 7 goals in the second. Vegas was down after the second period of their game that night, and they're like, bad news, we're down whatever 4-1, 2-1, whatever. I don't know what this was. Yeah. Good news, we didn't let up 7 goals in the second.
Yeah.
I was just like, God, I love that. I love that little
fucking shit. Even that night though, Calgary almost said hold my beer, and fucking they lost 7-3 to Edmonton. Man.
Toronto was on a skid. They won last night, but before entering last night's game, they were 1-6 or 7 games. Only team that was worse than them was Buffalo. So
really, Anaheim has 3 wins in the last 10. Anaheim hasn't won a bunch either recently. I guess they won a game recently because they're only on a one game losing streak right now.
Yeah.
They beat Arizona.
And one other funny little stat I saw in the North Division: 6 of the 7 teams have been shut out this year. Do you know the one team that hasn't?
Ottawa.
Yeah.
Is it really?
That's insane to me.
I was like, if it's a fun stat, I know it's not going to be like, oh, Edmonton. No,
no, that's fucking hilarious. Like,
that's pretty great. Ottawa, like, man, they're going to be an exciting team to watch when they get more experience with Stützle
contract.
What?
That move that Murray contract.
Oh yeah. That sucks. I don't know. They're going to be good though. Oh yeah, they got Anton Forsberg too.
Yeah, they just picked him up on the waivers. That poor guy, man. We ruined that kid's career, I think.
Yeah.
Threw him out in the deep end right when Crawford got hurt. And we're just like, oh, here you go. Have fun.
Survive.
Yeah. But yeah, so interesting week. A lot of fun stuff. I can't wait to see next week's what's going on with the Hawks and what's Buffalo's trash segment's gonna be like.
Well, do you think the streak continues for Buffalo?
Who are they playing? I know I want to wrap this up.
I mean, everyone. They're 0-9-1 in their last 10 because clearly they've lost 13 in a row, but at least they got 1 point somewhere. They're playing, or they're postponed against the Bruins because the Bruins got COVID, or like 4 players, and then they're playing the Rangers, Pittsburgh twice, Boston on Saturday, and that's the week ahead. If they can beat the Rangers,
I think the Rangers are their best shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Pittsburgh will kill them. Isn't Eichel still out too? He's been on IR.
You know what? Realistically, I don't see them winning a game until at least April 6th.
You think they go all of March without a dub?
Dude, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying that they will, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised. The first time, I mean, the Rangers are playing better. The only time that team that I see that they can possibly beat without a question is New Jersey.
Yeah, but they lost to New Jersey recently too.
Dude, how funny would it be if they go the rest of the year without a win?
It would. I don't know. At what point does it get sad?
I think it got sad when the media, Buffalo media, is ripping them the way they are. That's when it got sad.
Yeah.
Jack Edwards calls them a dumpster fire. That's when it got sad because
I wish that the Sabres would have won that game after he said that though. They were winning. Oh no, they were tied. Never mind.
So yeah, so it'll be interesting to watch that. I think that's going to be
Buffalo watch.
The Hawks start losing this. If the Hawks lose this week,
don't feel bad.
My season will be, the rest of my season will be watching just Buffalo, just cheering for losses because I would love to see that team go.
Honestly, it's Buffalo watch 2021. Let's see what happens.
All right. So yeah, I think that about does it for us. Starting today, when you're listening to this, we're starting the third bracket challenge. It's hockey video games. Just took a bunch of games, no rhyme or reason to them, just put them randomly in a generator. So there's no seeds or anything like that. We're going to be doing the voting on Twitter and on Instagram at WCB Podcast on both. Make sure you are subscribed to the show on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, follow us on Spotify, all that. Leave reviews. Boost us up.
Yeah, what up? Tell your friends. Tell your mom.
Yeah,
tell her to just tell her friends
so
that she doesn't get disappointed.
So that's episode 127. Tanner, what do you want to call it?
Big week ahead. Big week ahead. Gotta get these dubs, boy.
Get dumb dubs. All right. So for Tanner and myself, we will check in the next episode.
Yeah, absolutely. See you later, boys. Love you. Bye.